If you travel long enough in the developing world, you will encounter scams. Not maybe, you definitely will encounter scams. The difference is whether you know what to look for, how to recognize potential scams, and avoid them, or if you don't, and you get sucked into them. Steve here, Street Smart On the Ground Scams. This is a series where I'll be unpacking real-life situations about scams going on in the developing world. I've been traveling through the developing world off and on for the last 25 plus years. I've seen a lot of scams, I've had to shut down some scams, and I have been scammed a couple times. I will share in the series some of those scams and what I did, what my recourse was if I did get scammed, as well as sharing stories from other people that I heard their first-hand accounts about here's what happened to me on a bus, in a club, through a dating app, whatever it happens to be. There's a huge amount of in-person, on-the-ground scams that happen in the developing world, and it's always about somebody trying to separate you either from your property and or your cash. They don't want to hurt you, they don't want to cause any other problems, they just want what you have. So don't look at this as fear porn, like, oh my god, I'm so freaked out, I don't want to go to the developing world. No, you can do it safely. And through this series, I'll explain things that you can do to recognize, shut down, and avoid scams versus getting sucked into them and being scammed. Scams aren't random. They're very predictable, and they happen in very predictable places. Bus terminals and on buses, nightclubs, ATMs, especially ATMs outside of a nightclub, where people are going to come out, they want more money for drinks, they're half in the bag, they go to the ATM, bang, easy mark, right? There's my target right there, this is going to be a cakewalk. Now, how do they start? A lot of the time with unsolicited help, somebody coming up and offering to help you with something. Giant red flag. Sometimes there's an element of pressure or being rushed or told, oh, you have to do this thing immediately without thinking. Definitely going to be a scam. And sometimes it's friendliness to the point of almost aggressive friendliness. Like, no, something's not right here. So most scams don't start with the scam. They start with the setup. And when you know what to look for regarding the setup in these environments with shifty characters, it's really easy to avoid the scam entirely. That's level one. Once something feels off, and trust your gut on that. If something feels off and feels wrong, it probably is. Don't negotiate. You act. You say no. You keep moving. You walk away. You extricate yourself from the situation. You're not trying to win. You're trying to walk away. You don't win inside these systems. You win by leaving, by walking away, not engaging, and not playing the game to begin with. And then recourse or damage control. What do you do if you have been scammed? And this has happened to me. Only 2 times that I can think of, but it has happened to me. And sometimes you realize too late, yeah, that was a scam. So what do? You do your best to limit your loss. There may be no recourse in the situation. There may be, and if there is, I'll unpack what I did in some of these situations. Protect your documents, your cards, your cash, your property. Take stock of what you still have on you and make sure that it stays on you. And get to a safe public space. If it's nighttime, make sure it's well lit. There's a lot of people around. That's going to be your best call. Sometimes it's unavoidable. And if you do get scammed, sometimes the best option is to just take the hit, walk away. Learn the lesson so you know what to look for the next time and move on. Accept it. It's going to happen. It's never for a lot of money. It's a lot of nickel and dime stuff. And if that's the case, is it really worth it pursuing some kind of recourse? Or do you just chalk it up to experience? Okay, I know what to look for next time. I'm not going to have this experience again. What's coming in the series? Taxi scams, fake police, ATM scams, nightlife or social setups, dating apps, scopolamine, things of that nature, distraction theft. I'll do 1 scam per episode, unpack it in terms of here's what to look for so you can avoid it, here's how to shut it down if somebody's trying to scam you, and here is a potential recourse that you can take, some action you can take after the fact. I'll do 1 scam per episode, and I'll walk you through what to look for so you can avoid the scam, how to shut it down if you are in the scam, and 3, if there's any recourse. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. I usually like to play the game if I'm in a scam just to see, okay, how does this one work? And then when they get to the end of it, I make sure I get a piece of evidence, something that I can then take to the cops, and then I can go back and get my cash back and get these guys maybe a ticket or maybe just a warning or put them on the radar of the cops. A lot of scammers are repeat offenders. The cops know who these people are, and in my experience it's been always guys, and they know, okay, if a tourist comes to us and if they have some kind of proof, then we can actually do something to help them out. If it's a he said, or he said, she said, like, probably not going to be able to help you out. Thanks for stopping by. Any comments or questions, please drop them below. Stay safe. Happy trails. See you out on the ground next Wednesday.